Good morning and welcome to the channel, the third hot day in a row. And when I say hot, I mean really hot, 100 degrees plus. We got the Grandpa Vet chilling out there. You can't see it, but today is going to be about the 2019 ZR1. We are dropping this car off at Whitmoyer in exchange for something a little bit different. So let's go. Of course, I really hope you guys are enjoying the Grandpa Vet build so far, although it hasn't been much of a build yet. But the car is only 4 days old, so that would be why. But we're making a lot of progress, actually. Taking the seats out, we got the exhaust off, new exhaust coming in, new parts coming in. It's gonna be dope, but this is what a real vet sounds like. Beautiful. Damn windows down for this, though. No idea why that person came to a stop. There's plenty of room for a car and a truck in there. Holy, does it sound good? We have arrived, boys, at Whitmoyer Chevrolet, and oh my God, it's out front and it's ready to go. I love it. A Colorado ZR2. That's right, we're gonna trade the ZR1 for a ZR2. This is the Chevy Colorado ZR2. Even though the Raptor is a full-size truck and this is of course a mid-size truck, you can't help but compare the two, although they really aren't direct competitors at all. But the Raptor is about 70 grand and this truck is only about 45 grand, and that 25K price difference is pretty large. 25K or, you know, a decently loaded Toyota Corolla. Today, I'm gonna take you on a little tour of the ZR2. I'm gonna show you all the reasons why I think it's such a cool truck, and I'm also gonna tell you why I think in some ways it's actually better than the Raptor. So let's start with the obvious, the exterior of the truck, and right away you can tell it's not a normal, you know, Colorado, not a normal truck at all. It looks really cool. It's really wide, not unlike the Raptor, also much wider than the standard Colorado, and it has a really chunky 31-inch I wouldn't call it a super mud terrain. I would say more of an all-terrain, but definitely an off-roader tire. Now this is a midnight edition Colorado, so it's got the black chrome wheels, very cool. Not all of them come with that, but I personally like it. I think it really works. And I think the best angle of the truck is really this one, because my favorite aspect of it is the front end. Now, if you guys follow the channel, you know that with my Duramax, I lifted it, I put big tires on it, and the front bumper I chose was a Road Armor Stealth bumper, and that's kind of what this is really. You know, it gives you that small look, almost like a pre-runner, but you know, that really tucked off-road bumper look. I didn't want something big and bulky, and I love the fact that this one comes from the factory with a very you know, small front bumper. Now of course it still has to come a little bit lower than a true off-road bumper for legal reasons, but you can see up here, I mean, here's your body line, and here is the bottom of the bumper itself. So when you're looking at the truck from the front, you can see pretty much the entire tire sticking out. Looks really good, and it also, I mean, it's also functional. It gives you a lot of ground clearance, and it gives you a look at those amazing Multimatic dampers as well. You can see they're finished in gold. As anybody will tell you when you are lifting a truck, one of the most important things you can do is not just, you know, throw on a lift kit, but also beef up the rest of the front end, and the ZR2 is no slouch there either. It's got a massive skid plate to protect all the important stuff like the diff, and you can see it's got a very bulky lower control arm, the extended sway bar end link, and a bulky upper control arm as well. Really gonna help to manage the extra weight of those big tires and, you know, keep everything in check when you're off-road. Looking at this gorgeous side profile, you can see what looks like at first glance like side steps. You know, maybe they even slide out or something like that. Maybe they're automatic, but these are not actually steps, although you can use them as such. Now you can get a little step on there, but really what they are is actually sliders. That's right, rock sliders like a Jeep for a real off-roading vehicle to protect the body. I think that is pretty cool. Another quick detail I love about the ZR2 is not only is it wider, but the wider portion is this black plastic. You know, just kind of a neat rugged look. One of the things I love the most about this truck, as I'm sure many of you watching will agree, and this could be the coolest part, is the Baja Rack or Chase Rack, whatever you call it based on, you know, what job it's doing. But this is a dealer installed option. You get it from the factory, then your dealer puts it on when you order the truck. And you can see it's got this really cool side plate here. It says ZR2 in it, and it has massive LED lighting up top. The really interesting part about this whole lighting situation is the fact that these are not actually legal for road use. I'm not sure if it's like this in every state, but I know in PA, you can't have like LED off-roading lights up high like this. So when you're driving around on the road, at least not on the road, now off-road you can do what you want, but when you're driving around on the street, you have to have covers on them, and as you can see, these do have little covers. That's right, GM is actually being very cool, and they are selling things that are technically illegal for road use. Another quick detail is because clearly the rack blocks the third brake light, which is on top of the cab on the back, where pretty much I think every pickup sold in the US is like that. This rack comes with its own brake light. The bed has kind of the standard, you know, rough coated material, and it has ZR2 stamped into the front, and like all new Chevy trucks, it has the soft open tailgate. Very cool thing there that a lot of people don't know and a lot of people overlook. There you can see the backup camera, which of course it has. But yeah, the soft open, I love it. I think it's neat. Unlike the full-size Silverado though, you don't get a, whoa! I'm not gonna lie, that scared the out of me. Unlike the full-size Silverado, you don't get the little step here in the back though. So if your tailgate's down, and it is a little bit higher because the truck is lifted, you might have a little bit of trouble getting in there. But I mean, honestly, younger people are gonna buy this truck. Just pick yourself up, don't be lazy. Since we are at the back and you can see the badge here, I should mention this truck is for sale at Whitmore Chevrolet. Check them out, I'll put all their info down below. Great dealership. I love working with those guys, tons of friends there, and yeah, I mean, this is a great truck. If you want one, this thing is badass. Other details in the back, you can see a towing hitch. Now the V6, the towing rating is about 6,500 pounds, but if you get the diesel, you can tow 8,000 pounds with it, which guess what? Is the same as a Raptor. That's right, this truck with the diesel can tow as much as a Ford Raptor. It's also got a full-size spare. You guys can see it better than me, but it's a full-size spare. So if you mess up one of your tires or your wheels, throw a new one on there, you're good to go. Moving on to the inside of the truck, the back seat space is pretty good. Armrest with the cup holders. It's got a sliding rear window, kind of old school, nothing power there, which, you know, something like the Raptor does have. It's really not a big deal, and it does have 2 USB ports and a cigarette lighter there, power port for the back seat occupants. Definitely smaller than a full-size truck, but that's because, well, it's not a full-size truck. So for a mid-size, got a lot of room in the back seat. Although this truck is very modern in a lot of ways and has a lot of modern features, it even has a wireless cell phone charger. I mean, that's insanely modern. A lot of cars don't have that. It still has a very old school actual key. So you need a key fob. Well, you don't need the key fob actually. It does have remote start, but it's not just push to start like most modern cars. You actually have to put the key in and turn it on.
OnStar's high-speed 4G connection.
When you have keyless start, you don't ever have to take it out of your pocket, and therefore I feel like it reduces the chances of you losing it. So in here, pretty standard, nothing to write home about really. It's got a pretty, you know, average gauge setup. Nothing super modern in here either, you know, kind of an old school screen, not a digital dash. It's got analog gauges. But over here you can see all your lighting stuff, and here is for the fog lights that I mentioned up top. If you hold that in, those turn on. Over here you got your 4-wheel drive controls. You got, of course, auto mode, where it will change for you if it detects, you know, you don't have traction. You got 2-wheel drive, and then 4 high and 4 low. Sticking on the theme of the 4-wheel drive stuff and the fun stuff, here's a lot of cool buttons. So traction control off and on, I like that. Very simple, we don't need that. Diff locks, rear and front. That's how you know you are in a serious off-road vehicle, if you can lock your diffs. Hazards if you're towing a trailer, hill descent control, and the rear light so you can look in the bed. Here you can choose to have the bottom and the top heated, or just the back. So that's kind of interesting, but not cooled seats. And like all modern Chevys, it has the Chevy Mylink system. I love this system. Comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Very easy to use. Everything's, you know, big in front of you. The touchscreen is responsive. You know, if you want to use navigation, the graphics are good. I really do like the Chevy Mylink system. Like I mentioned before, it does have the wireless charging pad. Now, if you have an 8 Plus like me, it's a little too big to get in there, but nonetheless, it still picks it up and charges it. Center console is pretty deep, plenty of space. ZR2 embroidered on the headrest. Glove box, about average, and that's really about it, you know, nothing crazy in here. That is the one thing I would say, you know, if you are comparing the Raptor and the Colorado, although they are not direct competitors, like I said, but that is one place where the Raptor really shines, you know, the inside of the truck. It's got that beautiful panoramic sunroof you can get as an option. It's got the, you know, the trailer thing where you can look down and it's a bird's eye view of the truck and the trailer controls and all that stuff. So it's got a lot more luxury features and a lot more tech, but it's also 25 grand more expensive. One thing I can tell you for sure though is that it got up that hill with ease. Very weird shifter, which I was thinking was going to be real clunky and, you know, not good to use, but it actually, you know, feels very solid and stays in place. Now we are descending this hill. I can't see anything, but I know it's fine. Look at that steepness. Now that might not look like much, but trust me, it's steep. And I know we can make it because of our front end. We've got plenty of clearance. Right, driving the ZR2, and we have the V6. Now, I'm not sure which one I would buy. It sounds good. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm not sure which one I would buy. Would I buy the 4-cylinder baby Duramax, or would I buy the V6? I don't know. I mean, for this truck, I kind of feel like the Duramax would be cool. It would be cooler than the V6, and you can tow more. But the V6 is going to be quicker and punchier, and even though the diesel is going to have more torque, I don't know. I think it'd be a good pick either way. If you put your foot down, and I'm not going to, you know, beat on it, it's got 10 miles on this truck, but it's got plenty of power. I mean, really, and it doesn't weigh a whole lot. It's got a lot of horsepower for the weight, so it's going to be fine. Drive's really nice. The on-road manners are quite good. Now, if you're used to a sports car, you might not think so, but if you're used to a gigantic lifted diesel truck, you know, this is like driving a sports car, so it's really good to me. Handles really well, very comfortable ride. You can hear the tires a little bit, and you can feel them more than like a regular Colorado, but you know, it's not a problem at all. Especially like if you're buying this truck, you know that, like you're not gonna buy this truck and be like, it doesn't drive like a Rolls-Royce Phantom, I wonder why. A really nice turning radius also, and you know, there's a little straight line acceleration, and I mean, I'm at like 20% throttle, so yeah, it really gets out of its own way. To me, this truck would be like the perfect daily driver, and that is why I think in that respect it's better than a Raptor, especially if you're going to use the truck as a real off-roader. If you want something you really are genuinely going to take off-road on a regular basis, you know, you want this. It's better than the Raptor. It's smaller, it's more manageable, it's more agile, it fits more places. It's way better for off-roading. Anybody will agree, when it comes to off-roading, smaller is better. That's why Jeeps do great. So this would be the one you want. And for all the times you're not off-roading, it's really perfect as well. Let me know in the comments, is this a truck you would like to see? I sure as hell would love to own one. One more great detail I couldn't leave out. This is an option they give you, and this like candy cane, candy pipe looking thing is a little stubby antenna for off-roading. Looks way cooler than the big, you know, fishing pole. I think this is great. I really do love it. Totally worth 45 grand in my book. There you go. There is the ZR2. Oh my God, that thing is so sick, and I really want one. Let me know what you think in the comments, but you know, oh my God, I didn't think I would like it that much. I'm more of a full-size truck guy, but I love it. So ZR1 meets ZR2, and once again, huge thank you to Whitmore Chevrolet and Ford. If you need a new vehicle, definitely check them out. All their info is down below and up on the screen. Great people, they will help you out. And you know, ZR2s are kind of hard to come by, so if you need one, they got one. Thus ends my Doug Speed 717 review of the Chevy Colorado ZR2. The more I look at it, the more I want it. I could trade that and put 100 grand in my pocket. This vlog is going to be a little bit different, a little strange. It's gonna be like a two-parter. We're gonna pick up where we left off in tomorrow's upload, so don't miss it on the 4th of July. I got some fun stuff planned. Grandpa is in the garage. I have stuff planned with that as well, but yeah, the ZR2, man, that is a really cool truck, and you know, there's a new Bison edition coming out, and maybe I should buy it. Brand new sunglasses are available. They all come in their own little bag. It's very cool, very high quality, and these are the glasses themselves. You can see it's Tiger style camo, SS717 on the inside and on the lens. Hope you guys like them. Been working on that design for a while, and they are available now. Link is down below. With that being said, I hope that you enjoyed the upload. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Have a great night.